Welcome back, everyone. Samet Harakli here, and today we're diving into a genuinely critical topic for this explainer. Welcome to our Day 50 Masterclass on Sustainability Reporting Assurance. We're going to break down the exact requirements, controls, and processes directly from our source material to give you a high-energy, granular look into how we actually audit environmental, social, and governance data.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting the foundations of assurance, the process, types and frameworks, practical ESG audit examples, auditor roles and challenges, and we'll wrap up with a key takeaway and checklist. Let's get right into it.
So this complete Day 50 assurance infographic is essentially our master map for the entire process. Now, I know it looks a bit dense right now, but we're going to decode this exact roadmap step by step, transforming all these heavy audit requirements into actionable field knowledge that you can use immediately.
Starting off with Section 1, Foundations of Assurance. So what exactly are we talking about here? Well, sustainability reporting assurance is the process of evaluating and providing an independent opinion on the reliability and accuracy of sustainability information disclosed by an organization. It strengthens credibility, builds stakeholder trust, and supports responsible business practices. In the real world, this independent opinion is literally your ultimate shield against greenwashing. It proves to stakeholders that the claims a company makes are actually grounded in reality.
When we look at the objectives, we're focusing on credibility and accuracy. And the scope of this work is just massive. We're talking about covering regulatory expectations, all ESG information, and those absolutely vital quantitative disclosures. Whether you're tracking raw carbon tonnage or looking at a human rights policy, it all falls under your audit umbrella.
Now, there are 5 key principles guiding us here: materiality, inclusivity, responsiveness, impact, and reliability. Take materiality, for example. In practice, that just means we focus on what actually matters most. You wouldn't spend 100 hours auditing a minor office recycling program when the company's main manufacturing plant is producing massive unrecorded emissions, right? And the benefits of getting this right are huge. It improves disclosures, strengthens confidence, supports decisions, enhances risk management, demonstrates commitment, and meets requirements. It's way more than just a compliance check. It gives leadership the hard, data-backed confidence they need to make real strategic decisions.
Moving right along to Section 2, Process, Types, and Frameworks.
The Sustainability Reporting Assurance Process Overview kicks off with 4 sequential steps: understand entity, assess risks, evaluate controls, and test effectiveness. Imagine you're assessing inherent risks in a brand new, highly complex supply chain. You really have to intimately understand that entity and evaluate if their controls can actually catch data errors before you can even think about testing them.
From there, we move to steps 5 through 7. Perform substantive procedures, evaluate evidence, and form opinion. It's those rigorous substantive procedures, like physically recalculating the data rather than just trusting what the system spits out, that allow us to build a bulletproof, objective conclusion.
You'll generally run into 2 types of assurance. First is limited assurance, which gives you a moderate level of confidence. But then you have reasonable assurance. That's the gold standard. It provides a high level of confidence and demands significantly more substantive testing to guarantee the information is truly free from material misstatement.
To pull this off, we rely on heavy-hitting assurance standards and frameworks. We're talking ISAE 3000, AA 10000 AS, GRI, SASB, and TCFD or ISSB. These govern our key areas covered, tracking everything from environmental and social impacts to governance and overall metrics.
Let's make this concrete in Section 3, Practical ESG Audit Examples.
For an environmental example, let's look at carbon emissions. Our matrix covers accuracy, completeness, existence, cutoff, and authorization controls and tests. To ensure accuracy, we don't just take management's word for it. We actively recalculate sample emissions using raw calculation sheets. For existence, we vouch that recorded fuel data directly back to the original source invoices. We want hard, undeniable proof.
We apply that exact same rigor to a social KPI, like employee safety. Here, we're checking accuracy, completeness, timeliness, classification, and root cause. If our objective is completeness, we're cross-referencing incident registers with HR data to make sure nothing was hidden. For root cause, we pull the actual root cause analysis reports to ensure safety failures are genuinely investigated and fixed.
And where do we find all this proof? Our evidence sources include policies, sustainability reports, data management systems, internal audit reports, third-party certifications, interviews, and calculation sheets.
Grabbing those prior internal audit reports and third-party certifications is always a brilliant first step when setting up your initial walkthrough.
That brings us to Section 4, Auditor Roles and Challenges.
As the internal auditor, you are the absolute linchpin here. Your role is to evaluate controls, assess data quality, identify risks, perform testing, and report findings. You're aggressively hunting for control gaps and testing data integrity every single day.
But let's be real, it's not a walk in the park. The common challenges you'll face include a lack of standardized metrics, poor data quality, complex supply chains, evolving frameworks, limited expertise, and tricky financial integration. Trying to audit incredibly complex supply chain data across borders while the frameworks themselves are evolving mid-year, it makes the job incredibly demanding.
So how do we beat those challenges? We lean on best practices. You need to establish criteria, implement governance, automate collection, perform regular audits, engage stakeholders, and continuously monitor. Just automating your data collection and bringing stakeholders to the table can instantly mitigate a ton of those supply chain headaches we just talked about. Finally, let's wrap this up with Section 5, Key Takeaway and Checklist.
If you remember one thing today, make it this key takeaway. Assurance ensures ESG information is accurate, reliable, and credible. It strengthens trust, supports decision-making, and drives a sustainable future. This isn't just about ticking a regulatory box, folks. It's the vital mechanism that literally drives an organization toward a sustainable future.
And here is your assurance checklist for auditors. Keep this on your desk. It covers all 11 steps, from understanding the entity criteria, assessing risks and evaluating controls, right through to performing substantive procedures, evaluating your evidence, and finally forming and issuing that final assurance report. Hit these milestones and your audit file will be bulletproof.
I want to leave you with this powerful imperative from our source material: measure today, report transparently, assure confidently, build a sustainable tomorrow. So how are you going to integrate these controls into your very next audit? Thanks for joining me, Samet Herakli, for this explainer. Keep learning, keep auditing, and I will see you in the next one.